Hello everyone. In the previous classes, I explained the subsidiary book, which is the cash book. It includes single, double, and triple column cash book. So, in this class, I am going to teach you about petty cash book. So, what is a petty cash book? It is also a subsidiary book used to record small and routine expenses in a business. Here in the petty cash book, we will record only small and routine expenses in a business, and it is also a subsidiary book. Subsidiary books means what? They are specialized books of original entry used to record the transactions of a specific type. Means instead of recording all the transactions in the journal, business use subsidiary books to organize and simplify the bookkeeping process. Means here if we maintain the subsidiary books, again we need not to record the transactions in the journal. Means if we maintain the cash book, we have to record all the cash transactions in the cash book, and for that transactions we need not to record those transactions in the journal. Okay, this is the subsidiary book. So a petty cash book, it is a subsidiary book. Means if we maintain the petty cash book, we need not to again record the transactions of a small and routine expenses in the journal. So, petty cash book is a subsidiary book used to record small and routine expenses in a business. For example, payment for stationery, any postage, tea and coffee supplies, or any travel expenses. Now we will see the petty cash book. It is maintained using the imprest system. What does it mean? It means the imprest system, it is a method of managing a petty cash fund in which a fixed amount of money is allocated to the petty cashier. Means imprest system means it is a method in which a fixed amount of money that is allocated to the petty cashier. It means the accounts department or the finance manager, they will allocate a fixed amount of cash to the petty cashier. Petty cashier means what? Means who? It means he is an employee responsible for managing the petty cash fund within an organization. That person is called as a petty cashier. He will receive a fixed amount of cash from the finance manager or the accounts department to cover small expenses for a certain period. Means weekly, fortnightly, or monthly basis. After that, what happens? See, at the end of that period, the fund is replenished back to its original amount. At the end of that period, the fund that is replenished back to its original amount based on the expenses recorded, ensuring that the petty cash fund always remains at the same fixed amount. Ensuring that the petty cash fund always remains at the same fixed amount. Here I will explain this point through one example. Let's say a company allocates rupees 500 as the petty cash fund for the month of January. Means the accounts department, it will pay rupees 500 to the petty cashier for the month of Jan. Here the expenses for the month of January are postage 50, office supplies rupees 100, travel expenses rupees 150, minor repairs. Here in petty cash book we will maintain only the minor repairs, that is rupees 80, and the total expenses for the month of January are, that is rupees 380. Out of 500 rupees, the petty cashier pays rupees 380 for all these expenses. Now, at the end of the month, the petty cashier will submit the receipts and vouchers totaling rupees 380 in expenses to the accounts department, and the remaining cash in the petty cash book would be, that is rupees 120, that is rupees 120 remaining cash in the petty cash book, because out of 500 we utilized rupees 380 for the payment of all these expenses for the month of January. Now remaining cash balance with petty cash book is, that is rupees 120. But our rule is what? At the end of that period, the fund is replenished back to its original amount based on the expenses recorded, that is rupees 380, ensuring that the petty cash fund always remains at the same fixed amount, means that is rupees 500. Means here the accounts department, means the company, it will reimburse the petty cashier with rupees 380, to bring the petty cash fund back up to its original amount of rupees 500, means the remaining cash balance after payment of all expenses, that is rupees 120. It is the remaining cash balance with the petty cashier, and plus rupees 380, that is amount received from the company. Okay, it becomes rupees 500 because the petty cash fund always remains at the same fixed amount. Okay, I hope this point is clear to you all. Now we will see one example. Along with this example, I will explain the format of petty cash book. See here, on January 1st, company provides the petty cashier with an opening petty cash balance of rupees 1000, means amount received by the petty cashier, that is rupees 1000, and expenses throughout the month. So these all are the expenses. See here the format of petty cash book. First one, amount received, date, particulars. In petty cash book there is only one column, but in the cash book there are two columns. One is for receipt and that is one, another one for payment. But here there is only one column, that is only one column will come in the petty cash book. And here total amount paid, voucher number, and here analysis of payment. In petty cash book this one is important. See here, on the basis of expenses incurred, that is, see these all are the expenses, right? On the basis of expenses we have to create the columns here, means we have to categorize the expenses here. For example, here purchased office supplies for rupees 150. Now we have to decide which category office supplies falls under. Here office supplies which falls under stationery, which falls under the category of stationery. And second one is paid postage charges. It falls under postage and courier category. Next one, refreshment for a team meeting. It falls under employee welfare expenses category. Next one, taxi fare for client meeting, that is rupees 100. It falls under travel expenses category. Next one, minor repairs to office equipment, under the category of repairs and maintenance. Next one, printing charges. Here we will take the printing charges as miscellaneous expenses. Next one, courier charges, again postage and courier. Stationery items under stationery category. Next one, travel reimbursement under for local travel for rupees 180 under travel expenses. Next one, cleaning supplies for the office rupees 95. This one comes under repairs and maintenance category. So now we will solve the problem. First one, amount received by the petty cashier, that is rupees 1000. Write down the date first, 2025 Jan. On Jan 1st, here we have to write 2 cash received. Why 2? Because we are receiving the cash. Petty cashier is receiving the cash, means debit side under receipts, and credit side means we have to write the buy, because we are paying the cash. Under payment side we have to write buy, but in the only one column we have to write to and buy, because in the petty cash book there is only one column. So to cash received, that is rupees, here we have to write down the amount, that is rupees 1000. Now we have to see the expenses. For expenses we have to write buy, because we are paying the amount. Purchased office supplies for rupees 150. It falls under which category? It falls under stationery category. So Jan 2nd, buy office supplies. Write down the amount under the stationery category, that is rupees 150, and total amount paid, that is rupees 150. Next one, paid postage charges for rupees 50. Postage charges which falls under postage and courier. Jan 4th by postage rupees 50. Next one, Jan 6th. Refreshment for a team meeting for rupees 75. For rupees 75 by refreshment expenses. It falls under employee welfare expenses because refreshment for a team meeting, that is rupees 75. Write down in the employee welfare expenses category rupees 75, and in the total amount paid, that is rupees 75. Next, Jan 8. Taxi fare for client meeting rupees 100, which falls under travel expenses category. Taxi fare, that is rupees 100 by taxi fare travel expenses rupees 100, total amount 100. Next one, Jan 10th. Minor repairs to office equipment for rupees 80, that falls under repairs and maintenance category. Minor repairs by minor repairs rupees 80, under repairs and maintenance category, total amount rupees 80. Next one, January 12th. Printing charges rupees 60 by printing under miscellaneous expenses, that is rupees 60, total amount 60. Jan 15. Courier charges for rupees 40 by courier charges rupees 40. Courier charges comes under postage and courier category. Rupees 40, total amount 40. Next one, stationery items for rupees 120. January 18. Stationery falls under stationery category only. By stationery rupees 120, total amount 120. Jan 22. Travel reimbursement for a local travel for rupees 180 by, means it falls under travel expenses, by travel reimbursement expenses. Rupees 180. Total amount 180. Next one, cleaning supplies for the office rupees 95. January 25 by cleaning supplies rupees 95, under repairs and maintenance rupees 95, total amount paid 95. Now we have to total. $150, $50, $75, $100, $80, $60, $40, $120, $180, $95. That is rupees 950. 950 means out of rupees 1000, the petty cashier paid rupees 950 for all the expenses incurred in the month of January. Now we have to total these columns, that is 150 plus 120, 270, 50 plus 40, 90, 75, 280, 175, 60. Now we have to check 90, 75, 280, 175 plus 60. Correct. So 950 means the petty cashier paid rupees 950 out of rupees 1000 for the payment of expenses incurred in the month of January. Okay, now what we have to do is, so the remaining balance in the petty cash book, that is on Jan 31st by balance carried on, that is rupees 50. Now we have to brought down the amount. So on February 1st, to balance brought down, that is rupees 50, means this is the rupees 50. This is the remaining amount of balance in the petty cash book. Now the company, it will reimburse the petty cashier with rupees how much? That is rupees 950. Why? Because our rule is here, at the end of that period, the fund is replenished back to its original amount based on the expenses recorded, ensuring that the petty cash fund always remains at the same fixed amount. Means here the total of petty cash book, it would be rupees 1000 only. Means the remaining cash balance in the petty cash book is rupees 50, means rupees 950, means cash received, that is from the accounts department or by the company, that is rupees 950. Okay, in this way we have to solve the problems under petty cash book. Okay, if you have any doubts, please leave a comment. Thank you.